NFL honors last night towards the end of the show was the new class of the 2025 Hall of Fame inductees. No first ballot for Eli Manning. And that's kind of the argument that has been all over media outlets today on if he's first.
He's not a first ballot.
Ballot.
He's not a first ballot.
Now, it's not the question, at least on social media, the question is if he is a Hall of Famer.
Nah, that's not a question.
And that's not the question. The question is if he's first ballot.
Nah, he's not first ballot, bro.
I mean,
I'd have had no problem if he was first ballot. Like, I'm not saying I would have had a problem, but he ain't first ballot, bro. No.
I think there's an argument to be had, though. Even though, yes, 4 Pro Bowls, no All-Pros.
I mean,
he never led the league in passing yards
like,
or touchdowns.
Bro. No All-Pros, and he's never led the league in pass. Like, I think first ballot, there's like a different. Like, I think the first ballot guys, and like we could go through. I haven't gone through the history for first ballot guys before we did the show, but I feel like it's like if you're a first ballot, you were a top guy at your position for years. 1, 2, 3, or whatever, depending on how many people were competing at the top of your position. You won a shit ton. You know what I'm saying? And I think at that point too, all pros became like a fucking like shoulder shrug. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like I think Lamar gets a Super Bowl, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, that's first ballot.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Josh Allen gets a Super Bowl, that's first, and even with one, like, that's first ballot. Joe Burrow gets a Super Bowl, I feel like that's first ballot. But I feel like those are guys who were competing in the top tier of their quarterback position at the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? They were, I don't want to say breaking records, but young, getting playoff wins and shit. Like, I don't know. Eli was getting playoff wins young, but I think not leading in passing and then no Pro Bowl or no All Pros is like, were you really thinking? What was your motion for?
It's real? Also not like, but it's not like that team was. It's not like the team was insane. Let's remember.
No, yeah.
With like when Odell came in as a rookie, like the team, he wasn't given the best squad to do this with. But in the playoffs is when he balled out in the seasons when he won the Super Bowl 8-0. Now again, right, he didn't win a game in the other 6 times in the playoffs.
So if Joe Flacco went to the Super Bowl, won another Super Bowl, would he be first ballot like that? Fuck no.
No. But you know again, at least if we're talking statistically, you know, I have the numbers here. 11th in yards all time, 10th in touchdowns all time, 6th in attempts, 7th in completions, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 210 consecutive starts.
So are we giving out first ballot for fucking playing a long time?
You know what I'm saying? I'm more statistically, and I want to bring at least
played a long time.
I want to bring a name to the table that I did see. Which Troy Aikman was first ballot with 32,942 yards, 165 touchdowns, 141 interceptions. That's first ballot. But Eli with 57,366 touchdowns and 244. Is it? I understand. You know, it's different now. We're looking at it different now. You can go back with he led the league in interceptions more than he ever did because he didn't lead in passing yards or touchdowns. You know, 4 Pro Bowls. I get all of that. But 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Super Bowl wins. You beat stop the 18-0 season. You beat the GOAT, the greatest of all time, twice.
No, that's not first ballot, bro.
It's not the question of if he will get in. It took Kurt Warner 3 times to get in.
Like, what are we doing here? You just said you thinking Eli first ballot, bro? Chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get in there, man.
It's going to be longer now because you look at the class that's next. And, you know, you got Larry Fitz on there. Phillip Rivers is on there. Drew Brees is on there. Jason Witten, Frank Gore. Most likely, I mean, is Brees first ballot next year? You assume it's going to be Larry Fitz as one. So does that just mean Eli is then pushed back to 2027? And then, first of all, if you don't get in 2027, then 2028 is Brady's year. So you ain't getting in then, and then you got to wait till 29.
And that's what first ballot looks like right there.
Well, we're talking about the GOAT. And and if we're looking at first ballot right there, he beat him twice in the damn Super Bowl.
Good for him, bro. Yeah, absolutely. That's a team accomplishment.
I don't know if I would sit here and say
team accomplishments in years played can't get me into the first ballot, bro.
I mean, we're damn near top 10 in passing yards all time.
How many years did he play with the Giants? You know what I'm saying, bro?
I don't know if I want to sit here and argue.
And I'm not gonna say that's not an accomplishment, but it's just there's context. There's so much context to the Eli Manning thing. You walk into a bar and be like, yeah, the guy that beat the fucking GOAT twice, 6th and whatever, 7th and whatever. Yeah. And you could be like, oh yeah, you should be a first ballot. But there's context here, brother. I think the 0 All Pros is very loud when we're talking about should he be first ballot.
I think it shows.
And leading the league in picks 3 times. Like that's a lot. That's a lot of times. That's almost you're up there in Jameis Winston fucking stratosphere with leading the league in picks.
I think it just shows that if there was not a definitive yes and there was a slight hesitation, that there was no chance. But Eric Allen gets in.
Shout out.
Sterling Sharp gets in.
Shout out.
Those were the 2 that would have been the substitute for Eli Manning. Okay, I'm just saying. Because Jared Allen and Antonio Gates I'm in full agreement with both of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying the 2 that would have been question marks to substitute first ballot Eli Manning. And look, what could have been the Manning brothers as the first brothers to make it into the Hall of Fame is then taken as the Sharps now do it, which congratulations to them. Let's not, there's no, it's not disrespectful or me discrediting that just because of frustrations with Eli Manning. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I 1,000% believe that Eli Manning should have been first ballot because I know he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I just don't want to sit here. The reason that there's frustration is I don't want to sit here until fucking 2029 to see him get in there.
You might.
And that's kind of the trajectory.
It might take a while, bro.
If you map it out, that's kind of the trajectory that it can be going in.
It might take a while, bro. He gonna get in there, though. He just might be a little old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all right.